Parastu Imami, and I'm the host of The Road to Success for Your Highly Sensitive Child. This podcast is about empowering parents of highly sensitive children to nurture their child's unique personality trait and create a path to success. Our podcast provides guidance, insights, and support to help you unlock your child's full potential, fostering resilience, confidence, and a bright future. If you're new to my podcast, please go back and listen to episodes 1 and 2 because they provide information on high sensitivity that all subsequent episodes will build upon. If you skip these episodes, you won't get as much out of this and all subsequent episodes. To book a private coaching session with me, please visit my website at parentinghsc.com. Today's episode is truly special. We're delving into the fascinating topic of deciphering your child's dreams and understanding the profound messages they might be trying to convey. I got into analyzing dreams when I encountered the 8 leaks in my home over the past 2.5 years. And it was becoming extremely stressful for me to deal with one leak after another and my home getting damaged every time I would rebuild it and it would look, good as new. And then all of a sudden another leak would come in. So this caused a lot of anxiety and stress and other issues for me. And I needed to basically go through everything with a therapist, with somebody that was professional that could help me figure out how to ground myself and how to get through this very difficult time in my life. And I got really lucky and I encountered my therapist, whose name is Veronica, and she's just amazing. And she introduced me to analyzing my dreams because I've always had very, very vivid dreams. And I would tell her about my dreams and I would tell her, not in details in the beginning, but basically I would tell her how amazing my dreams are. They're like a movie. There are characters in there. It's colorful. It has all the senses, I feel things, I sense things, I smell things, there are colors. It's just very, very vibrant. And it's like watching a movie. And I had dreams, mostly nightmares, every single night. And when I started seeing Veronica, she said, "Have you recorded your dreams?" And I said, "No, but every morning I do remember my dreams from the night before." And so she asked me to record them. And so what I did was, because I didn't want to wake up and write down my dreams because I had issues sleeping at the time, what I did was I recorded my dreams. So I would have my phone next to my bed, and if I remembered to wake up to record my dream, I would do so. And then in my next session with Veronica, we would talk about my dreams. We would start by, she would ask open-ended questions, and she would ask me for what my interpretation is of those dreams. What are the feelings that I was feeling in those dreams? And just going through my emotions, what I was sensing. She asked a lot of open-ended questions and let me tell her what my interpretation of those dreams were. And once I was done, then she would tell me her interpretation of the dreams. And sometimes they would be like mine, and sometimes they would be different. But she was always right on. I mean, if I didn't catch something myself, she would catch it and she would bring it to my attention. And it was so profound. And she was really able to help me heal from the trauma that these leaks were causing me. And of course, there were some instances more after I processed everything that there was to process with the leaks, then other dreams would come up that were more from either my past work experiences or my past divorce, or it would come up from my childhood. And something came up with regards to my childhood and how unfair I was being treated in comparison to my brother, and how I never felt that I was safe in my home. And I was always living in fear. And there was a lot going on that I don't really want to get into details of right now. But um, basically, we came to understand that I hadn't healed a lot of my childhood trauma, which I didn't know, because I have a very good relationship with my family. I love my parents, and I do recognize that my childhood was very traumatic. But I never blame my parents for it, because I feel like they did the best that they could with the knowledge they had in that moment. And, I don't really hold anything against them. So I really didn't understand when I was having these dreams, and it didn't make any sense to me that I hadn't processed them, because I thought I had done so much work on myself. And I really believed that I had healed my childhood trauma. But since this came up and Veronica suggested that I talk to my parents about it, I did. And before I delve into today's episode with regards to what you could do with your child, I wanted to just read from my diary. So this is after I had the dream about my childhood, and I recognized that there were some things that I hadn't resolved with my family. So it says, last night I talked to my parents about how they treated me throughout my life, and asked them why they treated me differently than Paimon. Paimon is my older brother, and why they loved Paimon more than they loved me. And they truly didn't know what I was talking about. They told me, we never thought we treated you any differently. And I gave them numerous examples of how they treated me differently. And when I looked into their eyes, they truly looked like they were lost. They looked like they had no clue what I was talking about. And what was so beautiful about this talk with my parents is that they both apologized to me, and they told me that they love me, and they truly value me, and they see the beauty that I bring to the world, not just to my family, but to everyone around me. How kind I am, how loving I am, how nurturing I am, how I always want to help other people, and how truly caring of a person I am. And they went on and gave me many, many nice compliments, and I was looking at them, dead in the eyes. Both of them were sitting side by side. And having them tell me how much they love me, and how much it hurts them to know that they hurt me as a child, and that they treated me differently than my brother unintentionally. And we had a really nice conversation. And not only was I able to process this trauma, but I was able to share it with my family, with my parents. And they listened to me. They didn't try to negate anything that I was saying. Um, they they apologized for their actions, and they truly were sorry for hurting me. And that was such a profound moment in my life, because I feel like I finally healed whatever unresolved healing that was left to be healed. I healed that very moment in that night after my conversation with my parents. That's when I realized how important the power of dreams are. And if you take the time to record your dreams and then process them, analyze them, and ask questions to better understand what your dreams are telling you, then it's another method, another tool that you have to use to process your emotions and to process what's going on in your awakened life. Because whatever we're not able to process while we're awake, we're processing while we're sleeping. So not only does your body heal itself physically, but it also processes whatever was not able to process in during the day while you were awake. So let's delve into it. There's something truly magical about dreams of children. Their minds are like sponges, soaking up the experiences of the day and transforming them into wondrous adventures in the dream world. It's like they have this direct line to their subconscious, a place where fears, hopes, and emotions come to life. So, how can you, as a parent, tap into this dream portal and gain insights into your child's inner world? And by gaining insights into your child's inner world, then you'll be able to help your child process whatever it is that they need to be processing. If it's trauma, if it's a hurt feeling, if there are emotions that they don't know how to process, you will get information on all of this and you'll be able to help your child even more than you already are as a parent. I'm sure you're already helping your child process whatever it is that they're going through in life. But this is just another tool that you could be leveraging as a parent. So, how do you do this? Well, it starts with creating a safe space for open and non judgmental communication. The non judgmental part is really critical because if your child feels criticized or judged, then they're not going to be able to feel safe. And if they don't feel safe, they're not going to be able to have an open and honest communication with you. So you want to create a safe space where your child feels comfortable sharing their dreams without judgment and without and just remember that without this step, the rest of the steps may not be successful. So think of this as the foundation that you need to build this safety and this place that where your child knows that they're not going to get judged, they're not going to get criticized. That is very normal to have dreams, and that dreams have messages for us that is a natural part of life, and that if you harness these messages, you can help yourself process your emotions, process it with what process whatever it is that you need to process in your life. And as I mentioned to you in the past, highly sensitive children are much more aware and much wiser than their age. So don't think that they won't understand, or that they're too young. I would try it. And if they're too young, you will know. And at least you've given it a chance. And also you've planted a seed. So when your child is at the age where this would resonate with them, maybe they'll remember and they'll come back to you and say, hey, can we try that dream work again? So it's always good to give it a chance. So the best thing is, just like anything in life, you want to make it routine. You want to make sure that you build it into your child's daily routine. Whatever, each child is different, so whatever works for your child. If your child is at an age where they could use a cell phone or some kind of recording device and record their dream while they're, right after they've had their dream, without it disturbing their sleep, then I would recommend that you do that. That works really well for me. And then the next day, I listen to my recording and I record it in my journal, because I'm the kind of person that if I were to wake up in the middle of the night to record my dream, then it would wake me up and I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep, or I would struggle with going back to sleep, I should say. So figure out what works best for your child. You definitely do want to encourage them to journal because you want to keep track of their dreams and you want to go back and kind of see if you see any patterns. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And it's a really good way to for you to get closer to your child and have these meaningful conversations where you're sharing your dreams. Maybe if you have dreams yourself that you're recording, you could share your dreams with your child if they're appropriate. And this can help you build even a deeper relationship and a deeper connection with your child. And it can help them if they can see that you're expressing yourself. It can make it easier for them to want to express themselves as well. So it's just a fun way to bond over, the mysterious and imaginative landscape of the dream realm. And then when your child shares their dream with you, you want to make sure that you listen attentively. You don't want to be multitasking and you don't want to be paying attention to something else. You want to give them your undivided attention and just focus on them and listen attentively, and ask open ended questions. Please don't interrupt them while they're speaking and while they're talking, especially if they're very passionate about it and they're telling you something with this passion in their voice. You want to just be listening to them. And then when they're done, you can interrupt them and you not interrupt them, but you can go ahead and give them ask them the questions that you think might be appropriate, that are open ended questions, because you don't ever want to impose your own feelings or experiences or associations, or you don't want to be interpreting your child's dream for them. You want to give them the tool to do that themselves. You just want to ask the right questions depending on what the dream is about. Make sure they're open ended and you let your child um, process it and tell you what they think the dream means. So, dreams are often filled with symbols and recurring themes that can provide valuable insights in your child's thoughts and emotions. So, you want to really pay attention to these symbols and to anything that's reoccurring. So, if your child, for example, has a reoccurring dream that has these animals in it or an animal in it, or specific colors or specific places, you want to pay attention to that and you want to ask them questions like, what do you think the lion in your dream represents? This encourages them to reflect and share their interpretations. And the more they do this, the better they get at it. And so the better you will get. The better information you will get out of it as well, because then you can understand more and more what is going on with your child. So, another important aspect is recognizing the patterns. If your child frequently dreams about a certain scenario or a character, it might be a signal that there's something significant on their mind. By identifying these patterns, you can start to piece together the puzzle of their emotional landscape. Also, dreams often reflect a child's emotions and concerns, so you can pay attention to what emotion is in their dream. And then, are they happy? Are they scared? Are they anxious? Are they fearful? Are they excited? What's going on in their dreams? What emotions do you pick up on a regular basis? Is there any connection? Um, that you could see their dreams are mostly happy or their dreams are mostly scared. Um, when I was a child, I would have these recurring nightmares about somebody chasing me, and it was very frequent that this was happening. And so um, it's really important that you pay attention to anything that's recurring, whether that's a character, a color, or symbol, and emotions, of course, are very insightful as well. And then encourage your child to reflect on their dreams and encourage them to just analyze their dreams on their own, like with you, of course, but they're doing the analysis. They're doing the like reflection and thinking, okay, what does this animal mean when I dream about this animal? What is that saying to me? What am I feeling? What's going on with my body? Is there any pain that I feel in my dream? Um, and if you see that your child is having recurring dreams that are more like nightmares than dreams, you might also consider, and they're not going away, you might also consider seeking professional help. um, I recommend that you find someone like I did with Veronica, who is very good at helping you analyze your dreams and heal you through the power of your dreams. Because when you process your dreams, as you saw with my example in the beginning of the episode, I was able to heal my childhood wound from now. I mean, I'm a grown adult, I'm in my 50s. So the fact that I have been carrying this with me all these years and not knowing it, and then being able to and resolve it once and for all, that was really profound. And I can't even describe to you how I felt once I got that validation and understanding and just being heard and recognized by my parents. That was really, really healing for me. So you definitely want to concentrate on their dreams and their feelings while they're dreaming, and keep track of that. Make sure that they keep track of that in their journal, so they're not just writing about what happened in their dream, but they're also writing about what they were feeling and what sensations, if any, were going on in their body. So, um, as we talked about many times, journaling is really important, because through journaling you can go back and review the dreams and see if you can figure out any kind of patterns that you might have missed when you were just talking about them, or maybe you didn't remember. So it's always good to go back and read the dreams over again. Of course, you want to have your child's permission to read their journal, because this is very it's a very private thing, journaling, so you always want to make sure that you have their blessing to read it, because otherwise you will lose their trust. So you definitely don't want to lose their trust, and you want them to know that this is a safe environment for them, that if they don't want you to read their journal, then you won't be doing that. Yeah, and then the last thing that I wanted to say is basically identifying any stressors. So pay attention to any nightmares or stressful dreams that your child has. This can be indicative of sources of stress or anxiety in their life, in their school, with their friends, or family members. So, addressing these stressors can be crucial for their well being, and for them to learn also, as a human being, that they can work on processing these kind of things on a daily basis, so it doesn't pile up. It's much easier to handle one stressor and resolve that than to let them all pile up, and then it becomes way too much for a child to handle, and it may even go into their adulthood like it did with me. So just remember that dreams have the incredible power to empower our children to learn to process their feelings, their emotions, whatever's going on in their life, the stressors, the things that makes them anxious. So by understanding and discussing their dreams, you can help them navigate challenges, conquer fears, and celebrate triumphs. So it's a tool for emotional growth, resilience that extends beyond the boundaries of the waking world. As we close this episode, I want to remind you that you have the power to create a bright and successful future for your highly sensitive child. Embrace their uniqueness, nurture their strengths, and provide them with the love and support they need. Together, we can pave a path to success that aligns with their sensitivity. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, you're not alone on this journey. We'll be here with more insights and inspiration in our next episode. Until then, keep believing in your child's potential because they truly are extraordinary. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and stay committed to setting your child up for success in life. To book a private coaching session with me, please visit my website at parentinghsc.com.